So like I'm not really into like conspiracy theorists and all that stuff. Like I'm not really into all that like, oh my god, the government's the freaking all pyramids. I'm not really into all that stuff. But when I see stuff like this, I wish I had the video, because I lost it in like the TikTok feed. When you accidentally refresh the button after like scrolling, you get interested for a split second, then your thumb slips and hits the home button. Yeah, I lost the video. But from what it seems, people, well, if you don't know what's going on, Hawaii, basically this island Maui, basically just got burned to a crisp. And then there's already a bunch of conspiracy theories about like there's a bunch of conspiracy theories about like, oh, it was shot like a laser from freaking a satellite was shot down, or the big one, aliens don't exist, or on the lines of the government did it. But now I wasn't buying it until I saw like more than a few videos of residents of Maui whose houses didn't burn down miraculously or getting evicted by the mayor. There's this clip going around. I'll see if I can find it. But this lady on TikTok is like, she just basically says her friend gets this email and this letter in the mail, and the mail just basically says that he's getting evicted and he's in this burned down area. And investing companies are buying the land for cheap, because of course, if you know how foreclosures work, if a house burns down, 9 times out of 10 a person cannot afford to build it back, especially when the insurance is not paying for it. And apparently the insurance doesn't want to pay for a lot of stuff that went down in Maui. So now you have a bunch of residents. First of all, you have a bunch of people dead, a bunch of people that haven't even been found yet. And then you have these people who are homeless, house burned down. And then you have the ones whose houses didn't burn down. Now, the ones whose houses, well, let's start with the ones. The ones that are dead. Worst thing that could happen. The people that lost their houses, presumably, got nowhere else to go. So they're homeless. They're on the streets. But then you think the people who still have a house, the people that got the best out of the situation, well, now their houses are getting evicted. Like all of them. The entire section of Maui. Which apparently, I didn't know this was the most valuable part of the island. So now you have this conspiracy theory where you can't deny that it sounds plausible. Even if, I don't know, I'm not saying it's true, but if there was one that was plausible, it would be that the government or businesses or something set this fire on purpose to burn down these residential homes in Maui so that they could be replaced by the investors, like whatever they want to build. The investors, I mean, like, oh, they want to build like a new condo or some tourist attractions or some freaking, I don't know, shopping malls for the local consumer. But of course, these people aren't going to leave willingly. So what do we got to do? We got to take them out somehow. And how do we do that? We burn their houses down. And the ones that survive, buy them out or kick them out and promise to pay their deposit on their house afterward. And when you hear that, you're just like, there's no way that's real. But then you see that it's actually happening, and you can't deny that something is weird. Because I really wanted to just think this was a normal natural disaster. People don't know how it started. People say it was trees on power lines. Some people say it was the government. Some people just say it was just global, like climate change. There's all these different reasons on how the fire could happen, but that doesn't really matter. All that matters now is the results of the fire, which is people dead, homeless, and people getting kicked out of their homes. And lastly, freaking insurance companies trying to buy them out. This all doesn't line up. This is all weird, and I don't know how, ever since, like, the start of 2023, things have progressively gotten so much weirder in terms of society. Like, things have been happening that I just simply cannot fathom. People are getting famous off of acting like NPCs. People are getting famous off of just holding a cucumber. People are just doing the weirdest things and making money, and now we have the potential theory that our own government or businesses or insurance companies or whatever are burning down entire neighborhoods so they can build condos. Like, you can't make this up. You can't just see this and be like, oh, this is all coincidence. No, this is weird. And for one, I'm gonna say this, too much stuff has happened. And my prediction for the next 5 years, my prediction is that too much is good. This is just building up. We got fires. We got freaking Biden, literally the president, ignoring the people in Hawaii. This bro. I don't know. This dude is weird. He's just ignoring them. We have celebrities doing more for America than our own president. And then, all this stuff is happening, right? And school just started back up down here. I'm not in school no more, but my little brother is. And so now we're going to get a bunch of cases of probably, I'll hate to say it, but school shootings probably going to start back up again, The new trend that apparently everyone's taking up to get rid of their stupid feelings. So we're going to have a bunch more stuff going on. And I feel like this is going to happen. I feel like we're going to have all these incidences just pile up on each other. They're just all gonna pile up, right? And then we're gonna make laws. We're gonna make new things happen. And these insurance companies are gonna start buying people out after these devastating events. And then it's just gonna be more and more buildup of tension and curiosity amongst the common folk. And they're just gonna look at the situations presented and be like, this is all too freaking convenient. Like, all of it is too convenient. Such as like that one mall shooting, or I forgot that the extremist, whatever, the white Nazi supremacist that was a freaking Mexican. Yeah, that one that everyone's like, oh, it's white supremacy. How can it be white supremacy? The nigga is a Mexican, literally. All that stuff's gonna build up, and then we're just gonna have ourselves a steady conspiracy theory. We're gonna have our nice theory that's so laid out and detailed that it cannot be denied. And then people are gonna, I'm gonna say this, two things are gonna happen. People are just gonna ignore it like always, live online. It's just a conspiracy theory. Or people are going to wake up and they're gonna be like, hey, that's messed up. There's 330 million Americans that live in America, just about. There's only like 600 people in Congress that run the laws and make that stuff. There's only like 600 of them. I'm just gonna say, if those, and there's the companies. Let me just say, there's 330 million is a lot more than who's running the country. And if you guys keep pissing off that 330 million, I'm pretty sure that 330 million is simply just gonna start killing people. Like, we saw, it happens in history all the time. Russia, it happened in Russia a few times. It happens in all over the world. When you piss the people off, they do stuff. I just went on TikTok, like I said, and the moment I saw that the insurance companies were buying out these and kicking out these people from their homes, all the comments were, tell me how and tell me when. That was the number one pinned comment, right? And if you click on it and you see the comment section, everyone's just saying, hey, there's only this many people in Congress, there's this many people that run the states, there's this many people in those, we can kill them easily. Like, that's what's going on. I think we're coming up on a revolution. I don't know if you believe in God or the Bible or not, but I do. And the Bible says that 1/3 of humanity will die. People think it might be the world wars, whatever. I think it's going to be the complete desolation of countries within ourselves. We're going to do it ourselves. Americans killing Americans. Africans killing Africans. Because, Africa, they're having a little war down there. Russians killing Russians. The Russian Civil War. The Chinese people are in disarray as well. Like, I think we're not going to have a war. I think we simply are just going to start killing each other until, the outstanding parties come out on top and then form the one world government. And that's just how I believe the world's going to end. And hopefully, that's far past at least my 50s. I want to make it to my 50s at least, enjoy my life. But until then, I think that's what's going to happen. We're just going to have a bunch of events, and people are just going to get tired of it. And when they get tired of it, they're going to pull up the gats, and they're going to start bah, 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 bah. Every lawmakers, congressmen, the president, everyone, bah, bah, bah. They're going to start over. One world government, because people are getting sick of this. I'm getting sick of this. Because, first of all, this world has already got its fair share of problems. I'm already deeply disappointed in the planet I live in. But when I see stuff like this, I just can't help but feel like I'm not the only one. And when I see people talk about it, I realize that I'm not the only one that thinks this way. Like, I think in the next decade, in 2 years, we're going to have a bunch of stuff. Next decade, I don't think we're going to be in the same government as we are right now. At least I don't think we're going to be functioning as proper right now, because people are getting smarter, and they're trying to cover all this little progress, stupid mess up with all the freaking alien BS. Which again, I don't believe in aliens. Simply put, because if the universe was created, if we went through the atheist perspective, if we went all the way back in time and we were like, oh, the Earth is billions of years old, it was created at this point in time. Okay, so if the Big Bang happened at this point in time and all life started here, how come they're like able to travel in interstellar space and we can't? Like if they've evolved just as long as us, then like, come on, like you got to think that process through. Unless we want to assume that there was life way before the Big Bang, like way earlier in the Big Bang. So aside from that, I don't believe aliens exist. But they're trying to use that to cover up a whole bunch of stuff that's happening. Like there was like this other alien incident in like, I forgot what it was, like a Latin American country. I forgot, Latin country. And they were like, there's aliens attacking this. It was like a big news. I'll put up a little news thing. And they were like, oh, there's aliens attacking. No, it was just a bunch of illegal gold miners smuggling stuff on jetpacks. Like, like, why are we throwing aliens out here? Like, wow. And then we got like one of the conspiracy theories, like I said before, for the fires that a giant laser came down. And yes, we have laser precision weapons in the Army, first of all. Second of all, why would they burn down a random, most valuable neighborhood in Hawaii rather than, I don't know, freaking New York? Yeah, doesn't make sense. But let's just say, this is weird. This whole investor situation, this whole fire situation, none of this is normal. Because at the end of the day, this is just getting out of hand. We are truly living in a dystopian video game, because this is just too much. And I like to ask two questions. Like when I sit down and I pray, some of the things I simply ask God, I'm like, hey God, why my time though? Like, for real, whether you believe it or not, like, why? You gotta ask yourself, why was I born in the time where everyone just starts going crazy? I honestly would have been rather living during the freaking World War II, because at least at that point in stage, either I'd be in the army dead, or I'd be at home and the war would be over, and then I have a good 70 years before things start going back downhill again. Like, I'd rather be in that time. Like, I remember truly the 1900s were, sure, not the best for my people, but the later 1900s were truly the best time for everybody. Because frick this, I hate the 2000s. 2000s suck. So yeah, that's all I had to say. I just wanted to make a video on this because frankly, things are going downhill. And look, get your guns, get your rations, make your bunkers, because this is not gonna last. 10, 20 years from now, this won't last. None of this will be here. Not in terms of like, will be like destroyed. I'm just saying in terms of like society as it is right now will not be the same in 10 to 20 years. For God's sake, they changed the dictionary definition of what it means to be essentially just a person. Like you can't, we're going the wrong direction, and hopefully that we don't. This is all theory. Hopefully this doesn't happen. But if it does, I'm not going down like that. I'm just saying. This has been your boy TPX Joe. Peace out.